Hey everyone, I was just talking to a client and she asked me about the connection between her digestive health and her female hormones and why that was so important. So I just wanted to break it down in three simple steps. So the first connection between gut and hormones is inflammation. So if you have dysbiosis in the gut and develop leaky gut, what happens is that toxins from the bad bacteria or other pathogens in your gut get circulated in the blood and they can go all over the body. Those toxins are known to create inflammation in any tissue that they come into contact with, including the ovaries. And so in studies, women who had high levels of these circulating toxins in the blood also had high levels in the fluid inside their ovaries, and it suppressed their progesterone production. So that is inflammation, is gut hormone connection disruptor number one. Number two is indirectly, also through the inflammation, but what happens is that that same inflammation from having imbalanced flora or bad guys living in your gut can impact the way that your adrenal hormones are created, because the body perceives that inflammation as a kind of chronic stress. So when you have chronic stress, your body's going to pump out high levels of stress hormone or cortisol. And when the body sees high levels of cortisol, the brain interprets that to say, hey, your body is in danger or under some kind of stress. And the next thing it does is it suppresses the production of your female hormones like estrogen and progesterone. It does this to help you out because it kind of thinks about these as expendable. Basically, the point of your female hormones from your body's perspective is, are you making babies? So if you are constantly in danger, the last thing your body thinks you need is a toddler in tow. Pretty smart, right? Except unfortunately, that's not what we were trying to get at. So that's the second way that having issues in your digestion can negatively impact female hormones. Okay, now the third way is a little tricky because most people think of your digestive tract as really in charge of digesting your food and getting your nutrients, which, by the way, are really important for hormone production. So if you are lacking in nutrients because your digestion is having a hard time absorbing them, definitely that can negatively impact your female hormone production as well as any other hormone in the body. But that's not the end of the story. So the digestive tract is actually your second most important detox organ next to the liver. And so, if you think about it, all the toxins that get processed by our liver have to pretty much, with the exception of some that leave through the kidneys, they have to leave through the gut with the bowel movement. And in particular, the liver also detoxes our hormones when we're done with them so that we can make way for fresh new hormones to be produced. So let's take, for example, estrogen. Your liver breaks down the old estrogen, and then what it does is it puts it into the bile so that it can leave and go into the bowel movement and leave, into the intestines, leave with your stool. But sometimes, again, if we have the wrong balance of bacteria living in the gut, they create these enzymes called beta-glucuronidases, and those enzymes can break apart that already broken down estrogen and allow it to be reabsorbed and recirculated in the body, which just compounds the amount of total estrogen in the body, because you're also making new fresh estrogen. And, oh, by the way, you're being exposed to estrogen in the environment through plastics, through pesticide runoff, through other contaminants in our water. So those are the three ways that our gut primarily influences hormone creation or imbalance. There's other ways, but those are the most important. So if you're struggling with female hormone imbalances, this is what I always tell my clients, that we have to test your gut and see what's going on.